Hello everyone, welcome to the fourth video of IBM Cognos Analytics tutorials. So in our current video, we are going to understand the basic functionalities of IBM of the list reporting in IBM Cognos Analytics. So in this video, we are trying to create a basic list report and the various components or various properties associated with a list report. That is group by, group span, sorting, how we apply aggregation, all those things. How we do the formatting on a list report. We are going to do all those activities in this video. So prior to going to the in details of the list report, let's try to recap what we have done or what we have understood in our previous videos. So in our previous video, we basically learned about the basic functionalities or fundamentals of Cognos Analytics. That is the various types of report that we have. What is the Cognos connection? What is the welcome screen of Cognos connection? Where we are going to store the reports, what is my content, what is team content, all those things. We have basically learned the basic understanding of the Cognos connection. So in this video, we are going to create a basic list report with all the required formattings. So first, let's try to log into the IBM Cognos environment. So this is the URL. So this is a URL that we have used in our previous video. And this URL is basically the URL for the IBM Cognos training video or for IBM Cognos training. While the page is opening, I want to remind one more thing that in last video we have understood about the modeling component of IBM Cognos Analytics. That is the role of framework manager and what exactly the model do in Cognos BI. So here you can see that this is the welcome screen for Cognos connection. So as discussed, we are going to create a basic list report in our current scenario. So how we are going to create a basic list report? So for that we need to click on this new. So let's click on this new. So under new we can find that there is something called report. Click on report. Okay, so here you can observe that it is asking us some various options, that whether we want to have the blank or whether we want to have blank active report. So what exactly is the active report we will discuss in our latest course of time when we develop some more understanding of the reports. Okay, then we have various types of formatting that we need to do is basically present here. So right now we are not doing any extra formatting. We want to have a blank, that is we want to create everything from the scratch. So let's click on blank and click on OK. Click on this OK button. Okay, now the Cognos is basically asking us to select the sources. So as please recall that in our last video we have discussed the role of model. So this interface, this Cognos report is basically acts as an interface between the database. Okay, so what happens is, like, whatever value that we have in the database, we cannot normally access directly those tables and columns, but we need to have an interface which we call as a model and a package. So let's select a source. So here select the source means select a package. So go to samples, click on models, click on Go Data Warehouse Query. Click Open. So here what we have done is like we have basically tried to bring a framework manager we have tried to bring a model created in framework manager so that we can create the report. Okay, so this is the model, this is the Go data warehouse query model. So now our requirement is that we want to create the header and footer of this page. So as of now, so if you see here, as of now, this is the area, this middle portion is the area where we are going to work. So the list report that we are going to create is basically going to create in this area. Okay, and how we are going to create the list report? So for that we are going to bring the items from this area. So as of now we will expand and bring the required items in the list report from this. So just consider this thing as a group of tables and columns. Okay, so now our requirement is to create a header and footer for this page. So as of now, if you see or if you notice here, in this portion we don't have any header and footer. Okay, so if we execute this report, we are not going to get anything. For example, let's execute it. Click on HTML. So if you see, we have got a blank screen, nothing is there. So first of all, we need to create a header and footer here. So for that, click anywhere on the page. You can find that this toolbar is basically getting appeared. Okay, so what I mean to say is like click anywhere on the page and this toolbar will get appear. Then we need to click on these three dots. Okay, click on these three dots and you can see that we have header and footer. Click on this, click create header, and then again click it and click on create footer. So now you have noticed that we have created a header of this report and footer of this report. So in the header we can write that report name, and in the footer we can write many things like the page number or other things like report run date and all those things. So as of now, let's not make things very complicated, just try to understand what we have done here. So right now what we have done is like we have created the page header and footer. Okay, so now let's try to give a name of this report. Okay, so for that we can do that thing by multiple ways. Either we can click on this plus icon, and here you can see that like we have something called text item. Click on this, write the text. So report header, you can write the report name as a report header or say test report 1, test report 1 list report. Okay, so we can do this thing by this way, or there's another way by which we can do that. So just undo it, go to this icon, this hammer icon called toolbox, click on it. Under pinned item or under textual item, we can see we have something called text item. Just click it, drag it and drop it in the header. Write the name as a test report list. Okay, click OK. So in this way the header of this report is created. Now suppose if we want to format it, like we want to give some, like if we want to increase the font, so how we can do that? Click on this font, or there's multiple ways of doing that. Either first of all click on this font, select say 20 pt, make it bold, make it underline, apply. Okay, and then click on this header as a whole. Now click on this horizontal alignment, click on center. So in this way our report header is basically created and we have given some basic formatting. Now save this report. So as of now we are saving this report in, we can save it in public folder or my folder. So as of now I am saving this report in my folder. So let's create a new folder. Name this folder as, say, list assignment video 4. Okay, now let's name this report as the list report properties. List okay. So in this way we have created a header of this report. Now let's execute this report and see whether the header is appearing or not. Yeah, so now you can observe that like my report header is, say, this one, this report list 1. Now let's create a footer. Now let's create a footer of this report where we are going to give the page number. Okay, now suppose we need to add the page number in the footer. So how we can do that? For that, let's go to this textual, expand the textual, and at the bottom you can see we have something called page number. Please drag it and drop it in the footer. Now click the whole footer. Click on the whole footer. This thing you can do either by clicking on the whole footer, or you can go to this ancestor button, and here you need to select this ancestor button and you need to select the footer page. Okay, so now we have selected the footer. Now again on the top you can see we have multiple toolbars like this. Yeah, this toolbar I'm referring to. So click on this, and again in the middle click on this horizontal alignment, make it center and increase the font, make it, say, 1450, bold, make it underline. Okay, so now it's going to give us the page number. Fine. So in this way we have created a header and a footer in the list report, in the report page. Now we need to create a list report. Okay, and the list report, suppose the list report is going to contain multiple columns, like in the list report we want multiple columns like product lines, product type, product name, revenue. Okay, so this is a basic list report where we want to show the revenue for various products, and we have a hierarchy that in the level of, say, from product line to product type to product name, which means that in one product line we have multiple product type, and in one product type we have multiple product name. So we want to create a list report like this. Okay, so for that let's go back to the area, and under the toolbox you can find that we have something called data container. Click on that. Here you can see that we have something called list. So just drag it and drop it in the working area. So here you have observed that it is asking me to give a name of the list. So here I am giving the name of the list as say list test. Let's give the name as properties. And here you can also see that a background query is basically going to get created with the default name as a query name. So I will give this name as a query list, query underscore list. Now click OK. Okay, so here we have created a list, and on the right portion you can see that we have a property associated with the list. So we'll try to understand some of the prominent features of prominent properties. One more thing that I have discussed or I have shown in the previous video is like whenever we create a list or any other data container, our corresponding query is also getting created. So here let's see whether a query has been created or not. So let's go under page. We have pages one. You can see that we have a list, and under queries also we have a query list which we have created just now. So click on this. Okay, now we have the query, but as of now if you click on this generated SQL, we don't find anything because right now the query is empty. We don't have anything in the query. Okay, so now let's go back to the report. So for that, let's click on this report page, report drop down, then report page 1. Okay, so now we have the list report. Now in this report we want to have product line, product type, product name, and revenue. So how to do that? So for that, let's go to the source tab. Okay, the sources, which is the icon just beside this toolbar. Okay, so what I mean to say is like go to this icon, click on this icon, expense sales and marketing, expand sales query. So under sales query you find that we have something called products. So you can, in a very vague term, you can say that this product is basically a product, a table related to products. So just bring this product line or double click on this product line. So this product line basically get inserted in the list report. Now click on product type, click on product. Okay, so right now this report is basically containing all the dimensions related to product line or product. Now we need to add a measure here. So go to the sales fact and double click on revenue or drag and drop on revenue. Okay, so now a basic list report has been created. Now save this report. Click on this save icon. So now we have saved the report. Now just check whether this report is working fine or not. So for that we need to validate this report. So how we are going to validate this report? Click on this wheel icon. This icon. Okay. So what I'm telling is like click on this wheel icon, this icon, and when you click on this icon you can find multiple options are there. So click on this validate report. So you can see we have got a message that this report specification is valid, which means right now our report doesn't give any error. Our report is correct. Fine. Now execute this report. So run HTML. Okay, so in this way here you can see that like we have created a list report. Now we want to do some basic formatting of this report. Okay, so as for example, like we want to apply group by. So as of now you can see that like we have this the name of product lines or product types are basically getting repeated depending on the product, which is the lowest level in granularity. Okay, so we don't want that. So let's do one thing, let's apply the group by. So how we can do that? Click on product line, press control of the keyboard and click product type also. Okay, and in the header you can see that there's something called group ungroup. Click on that. So in this way you can see that we have applied group by on product line and product type. Now let's execute the report and see the difference. Okay, so here we have applied the group by based on camping equipment. So let's try to analyze it, understand this thing in a more detailed manner. So let's click on run Excel so that we can have the required output. Okay, so open. Let's click on this open. Okay, so this is our report in HTML and I have downloaded this report in Excel and I have opened this report in Excel. So here you can see that like now the product line is not getting repeated for the corresponding product types and the products, and in each product line we have various product types and then various products. So you can see we have data like this. And the camping equipment, one set of group is say camping equipment, another set of group is say product type, which under which we have cooking gear and other product types, and the grouping is done based on the very different product types or products. So right now we have applied the group by on the list report. Now let's apply sorting. So as of now if you see the data is in a very vector. So let's apply sorting on revenue, where we want to arrange the data on revenue on ascending or descending order. So let's try to arrange it on ascending order. So click on revenue. On the top you can see ascending or descending option is the short option is there. So let's click on ascending. Now save this report and execute this report. Okay, so now you can see that the data is arranged in ascending manner based on revenue. Okay, so now let's try to apply the group span. So if you see here, the camping equipment, like for this way, like here it is difficult for us to understand like what is the okay, so here it is difficult for us to understand what is the group line or group what is the product line for packs or sleeping bags. Okay, because here everything is the product line is basically grouped alone, so it is difficult for us to understand because here we cannot see what is the product line for packs or sleeping bags or tents. Okay, so for that what we can do is like we can apply group span so that the grouping can be done in a more appropriate manner. So let's try to apply group span. So for that click on product line and under property you can see we have multiple options. So under group span you can see we have something called product line. So click it. Okay, so click on this group span property and click on this product type. So here what we are doing is like we are spanning the product lines based on the product types. So now click on the run report, select run HTML. Okay, so now here you can see that like the group spanning is done based on the product line. So whenever the product type is getting repeated, the product line name is coming once again. Okay. So what we have learned till now, we have learned a basic list report creation, group by, applying sorting, applying group span. Okay, so now we are going to do some the formatting of this list report. Okay, so by formatting I mean to say is like suppose we want to make some changes in the background color or foreground color of the list report, and that is, for example, so suppose in this scenario in the header we want to make some changes. First save this report. It's better to save the report. Okay, so let's do one thing. So what we want to do is like we want to change the column title. So we want to give some header for this title style. So select, go to this ancestor button and select list column title styles. Okay, so here you can see we have multiple options are there. So now we want to make some changes the font. We want the header as a Georgia. We want to increase the font from 216. We want to make it bold and underline. Click apply. Okay. So in this way, moreover, we want to make the border as a bold. So for that, click on this border. Make solid line 1 point. Okay. And then click on apply. Okay, so now you can see that we have applied the border. Okay, moreover now we want to change the background also. So again select any column and then in the ancestor button select list column title styles. Make the background color as a white. Right now it is gray, make it as white. Okay, so in this way we have done some basic changes. Now we want the revenue in the font of the revenue, we want it in green color. Okay, so make it as click on the revenue and make the foreground color as a green. Select the foreground color, click on green or lime or green. Click apply, click OK. Make the font as a bold. And make the background color as say silver or keep, yeah, make it black. Now click on save. So by this exercise I just want to tell is like we can format the report according to our requirement, just like we do the formatting in Word or in Excel. We can apply the similar type of formatting in list report also or in Cognos also. Okay, so now click on this run in HTML. Okay, so here you can see that like we have applied the basic level of formatting. Okay, so now let's do one thing. Let's apply aggregation for the revenue. Okay, so what we want to have is like we want to have a subheader for revenue where we can have the total of the revenue. So click on revenue and click on the summarize option and then click on total. So here you can see that we have multiple labels of total. So one total will be for product type, then it will be for product line, and then we will have overall total. Now clicks on save. Now execute this report in HTML. Okay, so here you can see that like we have multiple labels of aggregation. So in this we have the overall revenue for cooking gear, which is for camping equipment. Now page down. Okay, so here we can see that like we have overall revenue for camping equipment. So we have multiple labels of total that I have shown. For one label of total is for each individual product type. Then we have each total for each label of product lines. And if we go on the bottom, so then we have this overall total also. So this overall total is the total revenue for all the product lines or all the products combined together. So this is how we can do the calculation, we can do the aggregation for a measure. So one more thing is like suppose there is some scenario where we want the product line to appear as the header, and whenever the product line changes, a new type of list report should appear. Okay, so what I mean to say is like suppose I want to apply sectioning for the product line. So can we do that in Cognos? Yes, that thing is very easy. So how we can do that? Just click on the product line. And on the top you can see that we have some option called section and section. Click on this section. Okay, so here we can see that like we have a product line as the header of this list report. Now execute this report. First execute in HTML, then we will execute it in PDF so that we can have much more understanding that what exactly we want to do. Okay, so here you can observe that the campaign equipment is basically coming as a header in the product line. So now execute this report in PDF so that we can give a thorough idea of this sectioning. Okay, so here you can see that we have all the products in a product line for camping equipment. Then whenever the camping equipment or whenever the product line changes, the new product line or new set of data is appearing. So we have one set of data for product line, another set of data for golf equipment, then another set of data for outdoor protection, then another set of data for personal accessories in this way, and so on. So what we have done is like we have done the basic level of formatting. And we have applied sectioning. Okay, so now let's try to analyze, or let's try to do one more thing. That is, in our scenario, we have the data is basically getting differentiated based on the different product lines. But now suppose what we want is like whenever the product line changes, the report should appear in a different page. That is, the camping equipment related data should appear in one page. The mountaining equipment related data should appear in another page. The personal accessories related information should appear in another page. Okay, so what I mean to say, like each product line should appear in a different page. So how we can do that? So that concept in Cognos is basically termed as page set and page break. So how we can do that? For that, just select the product line, okay. So now let's create a page set, that is, create an arrangement where each new product line should appear in a new page. Okay, so how we can do that? For that, just select this product line. So in Cognos Analytics, this thing has become a little bit more complicated. So here we need, it is not some direct approach, but we need to do some tuning. Okay, so click on the product line, then click on the report, then click on the pages, go to this page. Here you can see that we have some option called page set. So drag and drop this page set beyond, in the below portion of page 1. Just drag it and drop it here. Now click on this page set, and under query, just click the required query. So the query on which we want to apply this page set is query underscore list. So this is the query that is associated with the list. Now click on this grouping and sorting. Okay, and once you click on this small window will get open. Now just drag this product line and drop it inside groups. Okay, now click on this OK, and now again click on this page 1 and drag it and drop it in the detail pages. So now here we have done the page set, we have applied the page set. Now execute this report, and in order to understand this property in a better way, it's better to run this report in PDF. So run this report in PDF. Okay, so please observe that whenever the product line changes, the result will appear in a new page. So here the product line changes, camping equipment ends here. So the new camping equipment is basically a new product line is appearing in a new page. Okay. So let's try to understand this thing in a more better way. So for that, let's do one thing. Let's go back and delete these two things. Okay, now execute this report in PDF. So here you can see that the product camping equipment is appearing in one page, golf equipment in another page, So mountaineering equipment in another page, outdoor production in another page, and personal accessories in another page. So this is what we mean to say by the page break or page set. So what we have done till now, so we have applied or we have learned how to create page set. Creation of page set. Okay, so now let's apply a basic label of filtering. So right now, okay, so right now our data is something like this. Okay, so now what I want is like I want to show data only for two product lines. That is, we want to show data for camping equipment and mountaineering equipment. So for that we need to apply filter. So how we are going to apply filter? So let's go back to our list report. Click on the list and click on this icon, more icon. So here we have something called go to query. Let's go to query. Click on this. Okay. So now here you can, on the left hand side, you can see we have multiple options like detail filter, summary filter, slicer. So okay. So here we have multiple types of filter. So we will deal with this filter types in detail in our next course of time when we have developed more understanding of reporting. But right now, let's focus on the detail filter. So detail filter is the most granular level of filter. So here what we want is like we want to apply filter for product line. So we want to have filter for product line. So do one thing. In the toolbox, we have something called filter. Just click it, drag it and drop it in the detail filter area. Okay. Now expand the finance query. Expand the sales and marketing query, and expand sales query, and then expand product. Bring it, just drag it or drop it in the expression definition, and click on select multiple values. So we want to show data only for camping equipment and golf equipment. Apply the proper filter condition. So here, since we have multiple values, so we are applying it in place of equal to. If we have just single value, then we will apply equal to. For example, if we want to show data only for camping equipment, then we will apply product line equal to camping equipment. But since here we have multiple values, so therefore we have used in condition. Click in OK. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's try to execute a SQL. So you can see that now a SQL has been generated. Now try to see the data. So here you can see that like we have a basic SQL generated in this way, and at the bottom you can also see that a filter condition is getting created like this. Okay, product line in camping equipment and golf equipment. Now execute this report. It's better to execute this report in PDF, so just run PDF. Okay, so if you see here, we have data only for camping equipment and golf equipment. That's it. We don't have data for any other product lines. So this is the most basic level of filtering that we have done. You can apply filter on any other thing, and you can also apply filter on the measure also, like measure value greater than some certain value or less than some certain value. Okay. So what I suggest is like please practice. So this is all for this video. What I suggest is like please practice the thing that we have discussed in this from your own side, so that you can give or you can get much more understanding of the product. And in our next video we will try to explore some further properties of the list report, and we'll try to explore some other data containers like cross tab or charts. So this is all for this video. Thank you.